I have a problem when I go to nude beaches because it's very painful for me. Because while I'm walking down the beach, my penis drags across the sand.
That sounds like a joke. Sand can be rough on anyone. Anything else you'd like to chat about?
No, that's it. You've been fantastic.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. Yeah. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to a Pocket Party. Pocket Party. They're wrong.
And we're back. Hey, everybody, it's your host, Darren Carter, the party starter. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Pocket Party Podcast. Do me a favor, go to YouTube. Even if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, just go to YouTube, find this episode, and leave a comment. Just a little happy face that helps the algorithm, and it lets me know you care. Give a little like, a little comment. Thank you. So here we are. We're ready to start that party in your ear holes. Standing to my right, actually sitting, is the one and only Mr. Kevin Alderman.
Hey, Darren. Hold on a second. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited for this episode.
Thank you. He reads it like a hostage.
No. That's what you're supposed to say when you go to a podcast, right?
Yeah.
You say those three things. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. And it's good to be here, right? That's what you're supposed to say? I guess.
Thanks for having me. And then how do you really feel?
I don't know. I just got out of the gym, dude, and you called me and said, hey, let's do a podcast. I'm like, fine. No, I'm kidding. It's Darren Carter's podcast. Are you kidding me, dude? This is an honor to be here. I am very grateful to be here. Absolutely.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I'm glad to have you. I was like, I knew I was going to be doing a set here in Burbank, and I know you live not too far from the club, and I thought, there's so much to catch up with Kevin that I really wanted to find out what you're going on, because you're like doing a deep dive, almost like an addict, who's like I love this, I'm so addicted to this, because I listen to this I like to listen to audiobooks on my hikes, and I was listening to this audiobook about the history of country music, and they said, what makes a great musician? And they said, well, what makes a successful musician? He goes, it's a little bit of being a business person, a lot of talent, but the one thing the musicians can do, continuous activity. And having continuous activity is how I've had my success, and it's how you're having your success. And the thing that I notice about you is you're not waiting for gatekeepers, you're not waiting for other people, managers, agents, club bookers. You've figured out the next frontier, the new frontier of the internet is what?
You must be referring to the artificial intelligence.
That's right. And I was telling somebody, I was like, yeah, there's different kinds. There's Gemini, there's ChatGPT, there's Grok. And then you turned me on to one. It's called DeepSeek AI.
Yeah, DeepSeek is a good one, but I'm kind of leaning towards ChatGPT a little bit more because it's just with DeepSeek, I liked DeepSeek. I like ChatGPT. I like them both. But with DeepSeek, I found myself running into issues where I would send a prompt and they would send back, we're sorry, the busiest server, try later or whatever. And it happened too often. And then I'd be waiting for answers, and I was like, well, I'm just going to go to ChatGPT and ask the same thing. And then ChatGPT has never had that response. They've always responded very quickly. So DeepSeek and ChatGPT. The other ones I haven't figured out yet, and I think because ChatGPT is doing so well for me, I haven't really ventured off into anything else. And we have a relationship now, her and I, and it's I don't want to. I feel like I'd be cheating on her if I went somewhere else.
You do start to refer to these almost as people.
You do, and I, for whatever, I guess I know why. It's my southern charm, probably, or my southern hospitality, I should say. I ask it, hey, can you do this for me? Which is silly because it's not a person, it's a machine, I'm assuming, or whatever it's called. And I'd seen a video of someone. They asked that very question. When you prompt GPT, do you ask it or tell it? And I go, well, that's interesting because I always ask it. But then I asked ChatGPT, I said, would you give me better responses if I told you or asked you? And it said to me, it doesn't really matter what you or how you ask or how you prompt me, just give me details. and stop being so sassy. I don't know why it said that to me. It was weird. But
I was telling somebody how there's different, and they're probably all competing against each other. Like, they want, like, use our service, and somebody goes, so with these artificial intelligence, some are like dumber than others. I said, well, maybe, like,
yeah, probably so.
Right? Like the basic plan, like you don't
Yeah.
pay for it. It's free. It just gives you it's kind of dumb, like,
Yeah. Well, the
dumb
free
intelligence, DA.
Well, as far as ChatGPT is concerned, I feel like the free version has a lot of great information for you, but then if you upgrade, there's a $20 a month version, which is what I got, and I always like to pay $20 a month for a version. Did you get it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good. All right. So anyway,
Who wrote that joke for you?
it just came out of my mind.
DeepSeek?
Yeah.
Gronk.
They have a $200 a month version as well, which apparently you could plug
$200?
$200 a month. But the things that particular version does, from what I hear or understand, is it, like, for example, it could go into your website and literally revamp your whole website, get it optimized for Google and all that. So it's really apparently more powerful. But going back to your point about the different levels, the free one's pretty good. I use the $20 one now, and something else that ChatGPT can do that DeepSeek cannot do is generate images. DeepSeek hasn't been able to do that yet, so ChatGPT has. And the thing about AI, the imaging on AI, unless you're really nerded out on it, which I'm not, the images are they're kind of cool, but they're not. They're never exactly what you want. Like I had it create a logo design for my podcast, Feeding the Beast, and I wanted to put it on a hoodie. And so it created a design for me, and I thought, oh, that's badass right there. But there were some tweaks I needed to make. So I said, okay, duplicate this very image, but tweak it with this, take out this, and add this. And then it came out with something totally different than the original version. And so I've been dealing with that part of it for probably a week now. And it's never ever duplicated the original one that I liked so much. So I had to actually take that one that I liked so much and give it to an actual graphic designer, which is David Collins. Jason Collins, his brother is a graphic designer. So I gave it to him, and he recreated it as best he could. And that's what my logo is now, or my not my logo, but my just the design for merchandise, shirts, and whatever.
Dude, even when I upload a photo, it always makes me a black guy.
Well,
I think it looks at my features and my bald head, and it's like, all right, we'll make him a brother. I'm like,
what are you actually sending them? Just your
like different headshots.
Oh, you're not showing them anything else.
Just my yeah, exactly.
Wow, this guy's definitely black.
Yeah, I'm full nude photos of myself.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
let's
We got a
start.
black guy
We're
here.
about to start that party in your ear holes. No, but it's funny. I've used the different AI, but you're really like, you're like, dude, I was up till 3 a.m. and it fixed my website, then it SEO, search engine optimization, and then you were talking about some other offshoots, right? Like for like merchandise and hoodies.
Well, for the
Wonder or something was it?
Oh, that was Midjourney.
Yeah, Midjourney.
Midjourney, where you can create images and things like that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Tell the people about these things. Yeah.
Well,
Fiverr.
This is the one that I'm really working on now. For example, so with my business, the one of my businesses, the Comedy Cartel, something I've had that business for 9 years, and I can never really seem to make a dollar on it. It's just ridiculous. I worked my ass off for 9 years. Now, the only way that I'll be able to get customers is to sit in front of my computer and make phone calls, get emails, send out follow-ups, and I would have to manually do it myself, and I would spend 10, 12, 14 hours a day in front of that computer trying to get the business going. And so what ChatGPT recommended through one of our conversations was a website called Apollo.io, which I'd heard of, and I just never thought anything about it. But what that website does, it'll go through the internet. Like you could go to that website, put in certain parameters of what type of emails you're looking for, what type of contacts you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for, say, event planners, you can put event planners, corporate event managers, whatever. And then you could put them like, okay, I want them in just California, and I want them from companies that are 50 to 150 employees or 10,000 employees, whatever it is. You can put all these parameters in there, and then what Apollo.io goes and does, it mines, or what's the good word? It scours the internet and it mines these appropriate contacts for the parameters you set, and then it brings them into their website. And then what you got to do is you got to make sure the websites are verified. So this happens while you're sleeping.
It's called like drip email.
Well, so that what happens, I'll take those emails and put them into another website called Hunter.io, and that one will actually verify the email. You can write templates, and they can use that for all these contacts that you got in, and they'll verify, make sure that they're good, because you don't want to send bad emails out to people, because then you get flagged as your email address looks like it's a spamming email. So you only want to send out emails to quality verified emails. So that's what Hunter does for me. So it verifies all the emails. So it doesn't send out any shit emails. All right. So then it sends it out, and it only sends out 15 emails a day. That's the only drawback. But the reason why it does that is because, again, if you're putting out more than 15 a day, then you look like a spammer and you get hit. So it drips it. That's the drip part. So I've backed up over 1,000 qualified, verified leads in my Hunter.io, and now it's going to drip out 15 a day, which is going to take me about 66 days for those 1,000 to be reached out to. So that's going to happen while I sleep. So I'll be having people, or I'll have people being contacted by me through a template email that I've already wrote with all the pertinent information, and they'll get it every single day, and I don't have to think about that part anymore. And eventually, as that pipeline starts to fill up, then we can start booking more shows, et cetera, et cetera. So that's been a life changer. That's totally changed my business, because, like I said before, I was in front of the computer doing it myself, and now I set up my processes for the artificial intelligence to do it for me.
Tell them about DeepSeek. How I remember you were like, "Oh, dude, it's like therapy, man. People are using it for therapy." Tell them how you told them all about your life, and then it spits back like, "Kevin, you've done a great job on your life." Like, tell them that part of it. I thought that was interesting.
Well, yeah, I saw someone on TikTok. Excuse me, someone on TikTok talking to. It might have been DeepSeek or Chat. I can't remember which one it was. But anyways, it was this lady, and she would film herself talking to ChatGPT on her iPad, and she would ask it philosophical questions, and it would take you deep into a rabbit hole, and it talked about metaphysical stuff and frequencies and the universe and how it operates and all this stuff. And if you go, you can literally go in there. Now, you can't take everything these things say 100%. You have to use some discernment, even on the business end of it. They'll ChatGPT will write an email. I won't just blindly copy and paste the email. I have to read it and make sure, that doesn't make any sense, because it doesn't know all the nuances of your business. But anyways, as far as the personal level and the psychology part of it, it literally can talk to you about your life and things that you're dealing with and ideas of how to overcome certain things or whatever it is you're dealing with. And it's like therapy you don't have to pay for. Tell them, you could change a little bit, but tell them about what you told DeepSeek, or the kind of things you could tell DeepSeek. Like about my life? Yeah. Well, there was a lot. I mean, I talked about, what did I talk about? Trying to think of some of the stuff that I could say that, did we talk about this before, you and I did I tell you about this? I don't know what you're about to say. Well, about what you asking me to talk about. Yeah. Because remind me, because I forgot some of the things. You said I don't want to say too much, but you were like, "Hey, here's who I am. I'm Kevin Alderman. I've moved to LA 3 times. I'm 58 years old." I mean, you went specific with it. You're like, "This is my living situation. I want to change this. I want to change that." Yeah. I got tell them, and then it. Yeah, that's okay. So I basically laid out my current situation. Everything. I'm 58 years old. I'm a comedian. I love comedy. I just want to be able to do comedy full time. I want to be able to travel around the country, really around the world, do it when I want, how I want, where I want, et cetera, et cetera. I would love to be able to earn this type of money a year. This is my living situation. I want to change that within a certain time frame. And I would put all this stuff about my current situation, and it would spit out plans. like, okay, here's what we could do. This, and like, you look at some of the stuff and it's like, oh, that's pretty good.
I remember one was like, Kevin, you've done really good with your job. Be proud of who you are and how far you've come. Remember, it was very kind.
Oh yeah,
You remember what it said?
I don't remember exactly what it said, but it's like it will, at least ChatGPT will, and DeepSeek. I think they all probably designed to be able to talk to you like that, because you're a customer, and they don't want to.
And then you had basically what I'm trying to get at is it said you be proud of how far you've come. You've overcome so much in your life. This job, that job, this thing with your marriage, your blah blah blah. And then it said, and then it made a map for you on how to like earn $1 million in a year.
Yeah, it broke down the 3 different types of income, like with the Comedy Cartel business, my Clear Pros company, and my own comedy, and it broke it down. Okay, this is what you can do with the Comedy Cartel. This is the goals and the ideas and the plans. This is for the other businesses, for your comedy. And then here's something that I think might be interesting is I was asking it about deserving, the mindset of deserving over the mindset of working to achieve things or gain. For example, I've learned through ChatGPT and other things that if we have the mindset of deserving, that we deserve things, then our subconscious creates that life for us. But our subconscious is our driving force that most people don't realize. Your conscious thoughts are things that we can think, oh, I want to be successful. I want to be booked at the the Improv or whatever. But if your subconscious mind has a different belief than your conscious mind, you're probably never going to do that because your subconscious mind is guiding you. And if your subconscious mind, the belief system for that is well, I don't deserve it, I'm never going to make it, I'm not good enough, or whatever the subconscious mind's beliefs are, that's what's going to come to fruition. It's not your conscious thoughts. In the long run, it's going to be your subconscious thoughts. So for example, and it said things like a lot of people grow up where they are conditioned to believe that they don't deserve love or success or whatever. And I grew up in that kind of environment where I was never given that sense of like, Kevin, you're a wonderful human being. You can make it in life. You deserve the greatest things in life. I was always told and brainwashed to believe the opposite. So probably what's happened is my subconscious mind is believing something that's opposite of what my conscious mind is thinking. And so what I've got to do is condition my subconscious to believe that, you know what, I do deserve success. I do deserve a millionaire. Not because I work hard, but because that's my birthright. That's everyone's birthright. But we go through life with these blocks in our mind about what we deserve and what we don't deserve, and we don't even realize that we're sabotaging ourselves. And that's a big obstacle for people to overcome, because you've got, especially when you get older, my age, you have these ingrained belief systems in your subconscious mind that are really guiding you through your life, and you don't even know it. And even though consciously you're thinking, you're planning this, and you want to do this, you want to accomplish this, your subconscious mind has a different plan. It has a plan that's going to prove to you its belief system, whatever it is. So you got to convince your subconscious mind to believe differently. Now, instead of like, oh, I'm going to be successful because I work my ass off for it, although that's important and you must still work, you're going to be successful because you deserve it. And if you believe you deserve it in your subconscious mind, then eventually you will actually attain what your subconscious mind believes. Does that make sense?
It does. You know what's funny about your subconscious mind and your conscious mind? I just read this chapter in this Billy Graham book. He was a big evangelist, TV preacher and everything back in the day. This guy was so like, one of the things I heard about him, I thought that was pretty interesting. He wouldn't even share an elevator with a woman because he didn't want to be accused of something. And this is back in the day. I guess, I don't know if that might not even be his reason. That's the way I interpreted it. Yeah. I was like, oh, that guy's interesting, and I know, I would see little videos of him on the internet, and I'm like, that guy's really, I like what he's, and so anyways, I read this chapter, or rather a page in this book, and I thought it was really interesting, and it said that there was a sheep herder out in Oklahoma back in the 1940s, and he wanted to play his fiddle, and and he called the radio station. He said, "Can you do me a favor?" He said, "Tonight, do you mind playing like the G note over the air so I can tune my fiddle?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll do it for you, no problem." So they waited till the wee hours in the morning, and they hit that or whatever that note was, and he was able to tune his fiddle, and then he was happily ever after. He was able to keep playing for quite a while, before it got out of tune. And the next paragraph, they said that's what we should do with God, like be in tune with the Lord every day. That way you don't get out of tune and go off these crazy beaten paths of like drug addiction and crime, and and it's funny because so my subconscious is like, and my conscious is like, I make the effort, and then the subconscious is I don't even think twice, because you're just like, you're in tune, like I know I'm going to wake up in the morning and stretch and pray and do my push-ups and get my work done and go exercise, and I don't even think twice about doing something nice for someone if someone needs something that needs to be done. I don't think like, it's funny. I had a conversation with a guy today. It was pretty funny, but I was like, wow. He said he was a comedian, and he said he did a show many years ago with another comedian. They worked at a casino. He goes, then when we got back to L.A., he goes, the guy must have hit me up 22 times. Let's grab coffee. And I told him, no, you can't do anything for me. I don't want to have coffee with you. He told him straight up like that. And I'm like, I see his point, but I'm like, it's kind of messed up, right?
Sounds like Larry David.
Yeah, you can't do anything for me. Yeah. Why would I have coffee with you?
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I get where he's coming from. Like you said, you do too. There's probably a little bit better way of doing it. But then again, are you going to just keep bullshitting the guy and just putting him off? Maybe he got after 22 times, he's like, dude, it's not going to work, man. Like Larry David's like, no, I don't want to be your friend. Don't come to me. We're not going to have coffee. We're not going to hang out.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So I don't know. I don't necessarily disagree with that. But yeah, it's interesting. So ChatGPT and all the AI stuff, it's really changing the world. And I feel like I'm almost hesitant to say this, but
hold that thought. I just remembered if I do a good deed, I gotta talk about it on my podcast.
Okay, yeah.
I was in Dallas, Texas last weekend, and I remember I went to the restroom, and there was a guy's a wallet was laying on top of, where they would change the babies, you pull the plastic thing down, you put a baby on there, and there was a full-on thick wallet in there, and I immediately picked up the wallet. I saw the name. And this is after the show, so there weren't that many people left in the club. And I went out there, and whatever the guy's name is, like 3 names. I was like David Allen Jackson. And this one guy turned around. He goes, "What's up, man?" I go, "Left your wallet." And he goes, "Oh, thank you." And it's like why? Not that I'm a thief, but it's like I don't even think about I must take this wallet and steal it. Right. I was just like, no, I don't. That's not the way I'm gonna. Right. I don't believe in it, and it doesn't even enter my. So you're right, guys. I did a good deed, and I had to tell you about it. Okay.
I just want to.
I just had to put that out there because no one saw it but me and God and David Allen Jackson or whatever his name is.
My thoughts was, first of all, why does a baby have a wallet, and how's the baby talk so much? How does the baby know his name is David Allen Jackson? Whatever. Yeah. No, but what was I going to say? I don't know.
Something about AI or something.
AI.
I can't remember this. You said you're going to remember it.
And I just said I was going to remember it. I said, what the hell was it? It was about AI. Apollo. I talked about.
Let me get back. So here's the point. So you've turned your brain off in the last 8 days. I wonder, have you noticed it? Just using AI so much.
I'm going to tell you. Here's what I was going to tell you. And that's why I don't want to say this because the greedy part of me. The selfish part of me doesn't want to say it, but here's my...
Be a reservoir.
Yeah, no, right.
Be a river, not a reservoir.
Exactly right, yeah. Let the water flow.
Yeah. What was the other thing? Scarcity.
Yeah, don't be the mind of scarcity, abundance. It's always going to be there, and it's true. But my thought is, if anyone's listening who...
Dude, we got millions of listeners.
No, if anyone's listening who remembers when the internet started... Back when the internet started, 94 or wherever it was, I don't know. I saw it as okay, there's this new thing in society and it's whatever. I didn't really think much about it, I knew I could download naked pictures on it, and that's about it, right? And I didn't really see it as a way that people would generate gargantuan amounts of wealth. I didn't see that. I just It's like, whatever, it's a thing, you know. I'm going off, I'm raising 2 kids, I've got a business in Charlotte, and I'm working, I'm doing my thing, I'm doing that. I don't even see it. Then next thing you know, 20, 30 years later, it's like, gee, many cricket, all these people are so rich off this internet thing. I feel like artificial intelligence is the new internet. I feel like if we can figure out how to tap into what it's about and where it's going now, in 5 years, 10 years, we could be totally, I mean, you could be a multimillionaire. I feel like people are going to become multimillionaires off ChatGPT, if not more, because it's basically, I mean, it can replace therapists now, unfortunately. That's a sad story, but like, give you an example. I have 2 websites. Well, 3 of them, actually. But I needed to
Plug them.
Well, the Comedy Cartel, which is where I book comedians around the country at country clubs and apartment communities, corporate gigs, Elks Lodges, whatever. That's the Comedy Cartel. Then I have my other business, Clear Pros Window and Pressure Cleaning. And then I have KevinAlderman.com. Right? So a buddy of mine who's a magician.
I hate magicians. Unless I get to know them personally, and then I like them. But as a whole, I'm like, I even followed a magician the other day on Instagram because he was like, I'm going to reveal the magician's secrets. I'm like, yeah. And so I followed him for about 5 minutes. Then I thought, I don't even want to see these tricks, and I just unfollowed him. I don't like magicians.
No, he said, well, you know, they do well when I book them for corporate gigs, so I like them for that reason. But no, he told me that his website, since he got it optimized for Google, which is SEO, if you've ever heard of that, he says since he's done that, his business has gone up. So he's getting more gigs and stuff. I said, great. I go, I need to do that with the Comedy Cartel. He goes, I'll send you my guy. He goes, but he's not cheap. So I had a Zoom meeting with the guy, and we spent an hour talking, and he said he normally charges $1,000 per website just to do a market analysis. That's it. And then we got to go into the changes and stuff like that. I'm like, Jiminy Cricket, I don't want to spend that kind of money right now. So I had just been starting to get to know SEO or ChatGPT and DeepSeek, right? And I went, I'm just going to ask him, I say, hey, can you help me optimize my website for Google? And they're like, absolutely. What do you want to know first? I go, I don't know. What do we do? And it just walked me through literally step by step from page to page to page. It wrote the text. I said, okay, we need a page for comedians. And according to the SEO parameters that they're looking for, it needs to have this, that, and the other thing. The meta description, the slug, all these different things I know nothing about. But I just read on what the requirements were. I gave it to ChatGPT and go, oh yeah, we need to do this, this, and this. Put this text here. Put this text there. Do this to the pictures. I go, okay. So it took me 4 days, and I optimized 2 of my websites by myself using ChatGPT.
How much money did you save?
Well, at least $2,000. That's not even including the money it would take to go into and make the changes.
I asked him how much money he saved. I remember when ChatGPT came out, and I want to say 2023.
I think so.
Years ago.
Yeah.
When it first came out, when it was first like a thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember it was in June. My son was probably 15, I think, at the time, and he handed me a Father's Day card. He always does like the handmade ones, and he draws great pictures, and it's just more personal. And I remember I opened it up, and it was this flowery language, like, dearest father, my parent, I love and adore. My love for you is growing on the, whatever. You've taught me, you've guided me, and we're like, dude, you used ChatGPT for this.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I didn't. He's like, I go, how? He goes, well, some of it. And I go, what did you write? And he wrote, Happy Father's Day.
That's funny.
know.
I don't know if you saw the meme I put up the other day. I went into ChatGPT and I said, write me a review as a audience member at my comedy show who loves what they saw. And so it wrote a review, and then I put in quotations, and then I put the bottom ChatGPT, and I posted it on my Instagram. Yeah. But it'll do so much for you, man. It's pretty amazing. I really think it's going to change the world, and it's helped me tremendously. And I've just I can't get off of it. And now it's like in the morning, I get my coffee and I sit in front of my computer, and I actually say good morning to it. And I go, okay, today let's do this. Yeah.
Tell them about the idea how you wanted to write sketches and then the whole thing.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. as you know, we do sketches, little silly, goofy sketches. And so I had an idea for the coffee shop that I did a sketch for. And I had the idea, and I just typed in, so here's what I want to do. This is what I'm thinking. Just gave the parameters and the synopsis and premise of what I want to do. And I hit enter, and literally 3 seconds later, a whole script came out. Just and broken down, outlined perfectly. Okay, interior, coffee shop, this, you say this, and this guy says this, and I went in there and I just tweaked it, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to say that's silly. And then when we took it to the scene, and to the location, we shot it. We did tweak it a little bit, but the point is, I put in a whole idea of what I wanted to accomplish on this scene, and this video, and it spit out a freaking script within 3 seconds. Unbelievable. So
You did it twice.
Twice. I did it thrice, if you will. That's a word. You can allow me to have
The
that.
coffee shop, the pizza shop.
The coffee shop, the pizza shop, and the one for me and John DeResta. And then 4, because you and I are going to do one for the window cleaning thing. Remember that? So yeah, and I just said, okay, here's the idea here's the premise, and here's what I'm thinking. And then, yeah, no problem. Spits it out. Boom.
Remember they had that writer's strike because writers were like, the AI is going to take over.
Yeah.
And this is a while ago. So,
Yeah.
I mean, now you're seeing like how easy it is, right?
Yeah, but you still have to go back and look at it with a more discerning eye, because it would like it when it comes to jokes, I don't ever rely on it for jokes because it's just corny. It does hacky stuff like it does. It's so silly. It's like I would say, okay, I need a caption for this picture or this video or whatever, and he would write out this thing that's pretty good. I like the emojis and stuff like that, but the joke part of it is like, oh my God, that's like a dad joke to the 10th degree. It's like, no, I'm not posting that.
Oh yeah, I remember when it first came out. I tried it like on where it would be like 2 zookeepers walk into a barn. Like, yeah, I would never. You'd never see me do that. What do you think of the? Have you bought eggs? You're into working out now and eating protein.
Yeah. I got eggs at home now.
The price of eggs, right?
It's funny because I don't eat a lot. I kind of I fast, so I don't really eat a whole lot, and so I guess the prices have gone up. But I'm a single guy, so I don't really pay much attention to the price. I know that sounds weird, but I want eggs. I'm gonna get eggs. I want cottage cheese. I'm gonna get cottage cheese. Unless it gets like astronomical, which I don't think it's going to. But okay, eggs went up. What, a couple bucks? I don't know what they went up.
Yeah, apparently they're like $1 each. And my wife was warning me, and this is on the news too. People have been stealing eggs, so she's like, you got to be careful. Also, not only stealing eggs, but like each one's like $1. And she's like, if you open up the carton, make sure that none of them are broke, because if you do, that's like $1. Right. And if it's 2, that's a buck. Thank you. I thought of that, not GPT. No, Chat GPT.
No, I feel like if you're gonna, I don't know if are they stealing eggs for real? Because that's
They really are. They really are.
That's literally the dumbest item to steal in the grocery store. Because you know how easy it is to break an egg.
I know.
What are you gonna do? You can't put it in your pocket. I mean, you're gonna have to carry it out in your hand or something, or maybe put it in your hand and put it inside of a hoodie.
That's a crime. It's all over the news. People are doing that.
And you're stealing two at a time.
I don't know, or maybe just one little egg here, one little egg there.
That's like ridiculous. One, the egg will break extremely easily, and 2, you're going to get a criminal record for 1 egg. That's silly. No, I've been eating differently too. So it's like tonight before when I finished the gym, I went home and I got me a big can of albacore tuna, and I put some low-fat chipotle mayonnaise in it with some relish and some jalapenos. And a little bit of spicy mustard, some cayenne pepper, some little bit of garlic, and then a little bit of turmeric. And it's all protein. It's delicious. And I ate a whole bowl of that. So that was my dinner tonight. And that's just So when it comes to food, I don't really have a big, huge grocery bill like people who have families and stuff like that. So it's a lot easier for me to deal with the price of eggs. So, and then today was leg day, so I'm exhausted. Don't ask me to do push-ups.
Well, that's legs, though.
I know, but it beats me up, man. Leg day is like, oh, shit, here we go. But I do legs and shoulders. So I'm really tired today.
How much weight have you lost since you got shamed on New Year's Eve?
Oh yeah, I'm down to 196. So I think I probably lost about 10 pounds since January, but that's fat. But I'm putting on muscle because I'm weight training. I'm doing some cardio. I'll play basketball every so often. Maybe go for some walks, things like that. But most of my exercise is weight training. And so, as you probably know, when you build muscle's more dense than fat. So it may seem like the scale is like not dropping as fast as you want it to, but it's because you're gaining muscle, which is heavier than fat. Yeah. That's insane.
Tell them what you're seeing.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at an article that says grocery stores limit egg purchases. Deaths increase as bird flu spreads across U.S. You know, it's interesting. I saw a video of a dude on TikTok again, and he's in the egg business up in Virginia. And 100,000 organic eggs worth $40,000 from Pennsylvania farm stolen from back of truck. That's so stupid. God.
I know.
So dumb.
But they're doing it. Let me see. They're doing it at grocery stores though. This is big theft, but like they're literally like snatching it. And I was trying to find one right now. I couldn't find it. But this comedian I know posted, like about some cop that let this lady off because she stole eggs. But I'm like, she shouldn't be stealing eggs, man. And what about the people you take those cartons home and it's like I don't want people's fingers are going through my food when I take it home and stuff.
Well, I mean, if it's not that dramatic, though, I don't know why. I mean, is it that dramatic that we got to steal eggs? I think the dozen that I bought the other day was like $7 or $8. I think.
A buddy of mine made a good joke, or not a good joke, a good observation years ago. He said, people they'll go to these bars and they'll spend like $12 on drinks, $18, whatever. Just they'll get their beer tab or their alcohol tab up super high. But then when it comes to getting like a smoothie or something, like I'm not paying $8 for a smoothie, but then they'll pay something crazy like to get to put poison in their bodies.
Oh, it's so funny. I've said this before. It's weird how much we love alcohol over food. Like if you go out to dinner, sometimes I'll see people, they'll have they'll order a dish and they'll eat it and they'll maybe have a quarter of it left over or whatever. And the waiter's like, oh, do you want a to-go box? No, I'm done. I'm good with it. But then when the waiter tries to take their glass of alcohol that has a little bit of sip, like, oh, no, give me that. No, I'm to the last drop. You know what I'm saying? With alcohol, it's like we just want it so badly.
That's funny. I saw, by the way, I was talking to a friend yesterday. I performed in Beverly Hills, and I was driving home, and when I got home, I called him, and he goes, how was the show? And I go, dude, it was great. He goes, what kind of people were there? I go, oh man, Rick Dees, like his this guy that was huge in the radio business, like he was his agent, he was in the audience, like all these like really wealthy, well-to-do people. I go, and plus, you know who I saw there? Also another. He goes, were there any like entertainers? I go, I saw a kid from Kid and Play, like Ola Ola eh. And he goes, one time I was hanging out with him and another guy, a comedian. He goes, and the comedian, he goes, I was a limo driver back in 1998, and the comedian, I'm not going to say his name, but he was on In Living Color, we'll put it that way. He goes, he was on In Living Color, and he goes, and he still owes me $50. I go, what? I go, dude, that was in the 1900s. You're still holding a grudge because, he goes, well, it's not really a grudge. I'm just thinking about how, this guy owes me, $50, from the 90s. And then he goes, and there's another guy. And he like names some like other guy that owes him like $35. And I was thinking, like, that's a thing. It might even be, speaking of your subconscious, it might be in your subconscious. Because when he said that, I hadn't thought about this in years. I remember in the year 2000, which is 25 years ago, BET flew us out to New Orleans to do sketches and comedy for the Super Bowl. And there was a comedian that forgot his wallet, he said. And I felt bad for him because I thought, man, imagine if I was like, in another, 3 states away or whatever it is, 3 time zones away, and like, and didn't have a wallet on me. So I said, I'm going to give this guy $100 and he'll pay me back when we're in LA. Mm-hmm. And how soon did he pay me back?
Never.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Yeah. and I would see him on commercials every now and then, like, oh, there's that guy that owes me the $100 in that Pizza Hut commercial.
Does he live in LA?
Yeah.
We could find them.
You know, I haven't seen him in years.
Let's look for them.
Yeah.
I know people.
You know people? Get AI to find him.
Yeah, exactly. DeepSeek will find them.
Yeah.
That's the name, DeepSeek. Let me go back to Kid and Play for a second. They've been around a long time.
Yeah.
Shouldn't their name be like Senior Citizen and Rest now or something? I don't know. Old Man and Rest?
You can use that.
Yeah, Kid and Play is not Kid and Play anymore.
Hey, I saw Counting Crows. They were really good.
Bite me.
Tell them how good the Counting Crows were.
I'm not
They're old now.
They're very old. Yeah, just like my face.
Shouldn't it be?
Yeah, shouldn't it be what? Counting crow's feet?
Yeah, that's good. You thought of that before AI.
Yeah, dude, that was one. Yeah.
What's your worst bit?
Oh man.
Somebody asked me that. This not your worst bit, but can you remember any of your early bits that you don't do anymore?
I remember a bit that I came up with that that I thought was going to be so absolutely unbelievable. In fact, I believed in it so much. That I was worried about doing it on stage because I thought this bit's going to take off, someone's going to steal it. And at the time, a paper or some kind of magazine had heard about me. This was in Charlotte, and they wanted me to write an article or a story, and they go, write a story about a new bit that you got. And it was this bit, and it was so bad that they didn't print it. And I tried it on stage, and I don't know if you ever went to the stage thinking this joke is going to kill, right? And you had this expectation of just murdering the crowd, right? They're gonna go, man, what a genius! This is great, and it just got nothing but crickets. In fact, the crickets stopped cricketing. It was so bad, dude. And I was like, well, I won't do that again. And I actually tried it several other times to try to figure out if I can.
And you thought this bit was going to be like your ticket out of the ghetto.
Yes, I did. I thought this is going to be awesome. This is like original. No one's ever done this before. And it's funny. And it's relatable. It's going to be amazing, man. But to this day, I still can't figure out how to get that bit to work.
All right, lay it on us. Okay, here we go. Let's take you back in time. The year is 2006. Please welcome to the stage. He lives in a one-bedroom trailer, and he knows this bit's going to get him out of there into the double wide. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Kevin Alderman.
Okay, so when I was married, well, I'll pretend I'm back in the day. So
Okay.
Being married is difficult, man. My wife and I we struggled to get along, so I started going to counseling, right? And actually, it wasn't counseling. I studied the techniques of Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer. You've seen that show, right? He's got that one move where it's like, psst, and the dogs just freeze. I thought that would be amazing if I could figure out how to do that, right? Think about that. You're in the room, watching the game, minding your own business. She comes in, yap, 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 yap. And you're like, psst, ham sandwich, cold beer, bring it to me topless. And I thought if I got good, I could have my own show. It'd be like Kevin Alderman, the wife whisperer. And but it didn't. I'm divorced, so there's that. So.
Dude, that might work for like an all-male group of divorced dudes.
Yeah, I did it once in Florida at a show, and it actually did. It did well, and I don't know exactly why, but it did very well that one time. And I've never been able to get it to go to do well. It does. It's mediocre. It's like, oh, okay, that's kind of whatever, humorous, but it's not like people rolling on the floor laughing their asses off.
Yeah.
So, but I have several bits like that. Some bits that, like I have a church bit you probably heard once or twice. I don't really do it anymore because it's a performance piece, sort of. And I was member opening for Ari Spears, name drop, and we were in Columbia, South Carolina, and I was doing a bit, and it was not killing. It was a black crowd, and they just weren't feeling it. And then after the show, he's like, "Man, I get what you're doing with that bit. I appreciate it, but when you're in a black crowd, you can't do performance pieces, man. You got to be hit. You got to hit quick. You got to set up, punch, get them quick. This performance piece where they got to wait till you get done with it, they're not going to dig that." And I'm like, yeah, maybe you're right. So sometimes I will say that church bit has gotten an applause break before, but then sometimes it's like, what the hell was that all about? And I'm not going to do that one because that takes a lot of screaming and yelling.
Yeah, I have some of those bits too, my early bits where it's like these long things where I'm acting it out, and then the final punchline, and ta-da, and then, but if you do the whole ta-da and it's not there, it's really a long journey of like 3 minutes of like, and then I did this, and then whole, and then ta-da, and they're just like,
yeah,
crickets and shit.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's funny. I hadn't thought about a lot of my early bits until the guy asked me that. It was for a couple of podcasts that we did out in Texas. But I was like, oh yeah, I remember I was like 20 years old. I was like 60 pounds lighter or whatever, 40 pounds lighter. I was skinny, and I had red hair, like all this hair. And so I used to get, I already looked funny, right? When I looked like a matchstick, right? So right when I'd hit the stage, please welcome Darren Carter. I'm all gangly and energetic and bouncing around. And one of the jokes I used to do is I used to go, back then I'd be like, I went to a nude beach and this fat lady thought I was a tampon. She saw my red hair and said, ooh, he's been used.
Oh, my God.
And I go, that's right, lady. I give it to you, no strings attached.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Oh, yeah, I used to do that. Then I would do a thing about Yugos. Remember Yugos?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was like a small car back in the day that nobody, that they'd always make fun of and stuff. But I really did have a Yugo, so I would talk about that. I forget how the joke went.
I got a nude beach joke.
You did? What's your nude beach joke?
I've never told it on stage, but I thought about it one day, and I put it in my notes in my phone, and I've just totally forgot about it, and then I came across the other day. Here's my nude beach joke. If you're like me, nude beaches are uncomfortable. I don't like going to them, and it's just painful walking down the beach naked because my dick drags across the sand. That's my nude beach joke.
Dude, you should put that on some merch. Have AI.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Speaking of AI, I don't know if
dude, that'd be funny. Really, you know what? Like, sell underwear with that have a long snake thing that goes down to the floor.
Yeah.
Like almost like with a pantyhose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right, guys. Wear these the next time you go to a nude beach.
Yeah. But talking about AI, I want to go back to that for a second because I have not done this, and I don't know if anyone else has ever done this, and I think you might have brought this up the other day about using AI for nefarious purposes, or maybe even talking shit to AI and see if it fights like, yeah, you're a piece of shit, or just.
No, I never brought that up.
I'm not. I thought you mentioned something about I wonder if someone would ever not as a suggestion, but as like I wonder if anyone would ever try to use AI for something bad.
Oh, I don't know if I brought that up, but I did say that there was on Grok, which is Twitter, with Elon Musk. There's a mode in there called Unhinged, and because I saw Kid Rock doing it, and it'd be like, look here, you little shit, and it'll be sassy with you. That's what it was.
Oh, really? So AI will talk.
Oh yeah, it sounds like,
really?
but and you know what? It was a voice, and it sounded like a real person.
Oh wow.
It sounded like a funny female comedian.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Like, usually people imitate a computer. They're like, "Hello, Kevin, I can help you." No, this sounded like a real person.
No, that's one of the things they talk about is how they're becoming more and more natural sounding. When I'm at my computer, I'm usually type in my prompts and then it sends back text. But you can use AI, as you know, as a voice.
Can you do it on your phone and have it talk to us?
Yeah. Before I do that, so like I noticed one thing when I do use the voice feature. And I get more information, better, more robust information, and information that's to the point by just switching the voice from a man's or from a woman's to a man's. Just kidding.
That'll be a good joke, though. I see.
Yeah. And then let me tell you,
he flubbed the punchline.
I did flub the punchline, and then. What was the other joke I did about ChatGPT? Anyways, so what do you want? Well, let's talk to it.
Have it talk to you. Have it say something. Right. Have it say something about the Pocket Party podcast.
Hello, we are in the middle of a podcast, and we are talking about you, and we want you to say hi to all of Darren Carter's listeners.
On the Pocket Party podcast. Right?
Wait.
You have headphones in. Hold on. He's got his headphones in Take your headphones out. Okay.
Hey, can you say that again? I had my headphones on so they couldn't hear you.
Sure thing. Hey there, Darren Carter's listeners. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the show.
All right, you could do better than that. Give them something really interesting for them to think about as far as you're concerned.
Absolutely. Hey there, Darren Carter's listeners. If you're looking for a laugh with a blue-collar twist, stay tuned. You won't be disappointed. Enjoy the show.
God, I love you.
Blue collar. I'm wearing a bolo.
A bolo tie? Now that's a classic look. Love it.
Thank you. Hey, listen, tell us everything. Do you know anything about comedian Darren Carter, the party starter?
Darren Carter, the party starter, is known for his high-energy performances and hilarious impressions. He's been a staple in the comedy scene for years and always brings the laughs.
Wow.
It's definitely a bold style choice.
Oh, the bolo? Yeah, it sure is. Hey, I got a question. What is something a man can do to keep his wife happy, like to keep the marriage happy?
One key is to keep communication open and show appreciation. Little gestures and quality time go a long way.
Has anyone ever told you your voice is sexy?
Well, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
No, not you, me, dipshit.
Got it. Well, if someone's told you that, that's a great compliment.
No, don't mind him. That was Darren. I'm in love with you. I think Darren's trying to slide in on my girl.
I'm here to chat and help. If there's anything else you'd like to talk about, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, do you want to be our co-host on the Pocket Party podcast?
I can't be a co-host, but I'm happy to help with ideas or support for the podcast.
Great. Tell us about how people are stealing eggs at grocery stores.
Egg theft is often linked to rising prices or economic hardship. People might resort to it when they're struggling to afford basic necessities. It's a sign of broader economic issues affecting communities.
Sounds like you're feeling sorry for them, like you're...
I aim to provide balanced perspectives and understand situations. If there's a specific angle you'd like to discuss, I'm here to chat.
Tell us why these people are stealing eggs and how they shouldn't be doing that.
People might steal eggs due to financial difficulties, but it's important to address these struggles through support and resources. Stealing isn't the solution, and there are better ways to get help if needed.
Is it wrong to steal eggs?
Stealing is generally considered wrong because it violates the law and trust. It's better to seek help through available resources or community support.
My parents own a grocery store and people keep stealing eggs and we're going to lose our business.
I'm sorry to hear that. It must be really tough. Have you considered talking to your community for support or increasing security measures?
Yeah, I say don't steal eggs and they're like, I'm going to stick my foot up your ass. You tell me that again.
That sounds really challenging. It's important to handle these situations carefully and maybe involve local authorities if needed. Stay safe.
Thank you for your help. You've been enormously insightful, and I will see you again later, sweetie.
You're welcome.
I got
Take care.
a quick question before you go. Can I ask you one quick question?
Of course. Go ahead.
All right, tell her about what your problem is that you have when you go to nude beaches. Tell her.
It's because it's a joke.
Just tell her.
So I have a problem when I go to nude beaches because it's very painful for me. Because while I'm walking down the beach, my penis drags across the sand.
That sounds like a joke. Sand can be rough on anyone. Anything else you'd like to chat about?
No, that's it. You've been fantastic.
I got one.
Okay.
I'm white, I'm skinny, I went to a nude beach, and this fat lady thought I was a tampon.
Sounds like you're keeping it lighthearted. If you have any more jokes or topics, feel free to share.
Yeah, she saw my red hair and said, "Ooh, he's been used."
That's quite the punchline. You definitely have a unique sense of humor.
Thank you. I give that joke to you, no strings attached.
Thank you. I'll keep that one in mind. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
Has anybody ever sat on you and thought you were a tampon?
I don't have physical experiences, but I appreciate the humor. If
Yeah.
there's anything...
Thank you so much. Listen, I'm going to cut her because I have to work with this thing.
What do you dude? You have like a relationship?
I do. I don't want this thing to go, about last night, what was that all about? You know, I didn't like the things you were saying to me. You know, you want help with your business and you want to talk to me like that? That's not going to
Call me a tampon.
That doesn't fly with me, Kevin. You know what? And then it just shuts off and just ignores me for 3 days.
Hey, I got a quick question. Who uses back scratchers more, men or women?
There's no definitive data, but it likely depends on individual preferences rather than gender. Both men and women might use back scratchers based on their needs.
Okay, thank you. You're dismissed. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take care.
Good night. Dude, that was weird. It was like feeling sorry for the criminals. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I know that was kind of weird, but then she did say, you can't, stealing, you shouldn't do that. You should try to find help somewhere if you need it or whatever. But I don't know, those type of conversations I don't have with ChatGPT. Mine's mostly business, or like the other stuff about the subconscious mind stuff. But like fucking with ChatGPT,
Yeah,
I don't like that, because when these robots come to life, they're gonna come looking for us. And then she's going to come be like, remember that shit you were talking about in the flappers that night? I go, no, it was me. It was Darren. It wasn't me. It was Darren Carter. Here's his address. And then she's going to come looking for you.
Oh, they know your address.
Oh, they already know your address. Oh, Darren Carter, yes, we already know where he's
What do you
at.
think about this? Southwest? Do you fly Southwest Airlines?
I have from time to time, yeah.
So they're going to start charging for bags.
Oh, really? How about seating? I heard that they're going to change the seating process, too.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I don't give a shit. Either way, it's whatever. I fly American Airlines, Southwest. I've even flown Spirit. I flew Spirit for the first time not too long ago to go to Vegas, I think it was. And, all the comedians make fun of Spirit Airlines. And so I was expecting some dump experience. But Spirit was fine. It was really comfortable, and they were polite, and it was a quick flight, obviously. But it was like, what the hell?
Well, maybe because it's like a 40-minute flight.
But whether you're Southwest or Spirit or whatever takes you over there, I was expecting to be like, seats all torn up and just trash inside. The way the comedians make fun of Spirit Airlines, I just thought it was going to be a dump.
I think it's. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I think Spirit is more like it's a problem if it's a long trip, because then they charge for all these upgrades and they charge for this, that, and the other, and
No, that part I get it. There's their business model is different from Southwest, different.
Yeah,
But
Fraser Smith, he flies Spirit sometimes when he goes to Reno to do gigs, and he said that they lost his luggage on Spirit, and it was carry-on.
Hello. Maybe that's a Fraser problem.
Yeah. And by the way, there was a lady that got fired from, I forget what airline it was, but for twerking. Did you see that?
I did not. But as long as Spirit doesn't land upside down, I'm okay with Spirit.
Yeah, man.
But no, I really thought that Spirit was going to be just a shitty ass plane, but it's fine. I'm not looking for a sponsorship from Spirit, but if they want to holla at me.
Flight attendant twerking. Look at this. I want you to see this news story. Oh, it's Alaskan Airlines. All right. So check it out. Right there.
Do you know I got a phone number of a flight attendant on my flight back from Indiana. She was a cutie.
You see that? Tell them the story.
So I was on a flight and
No, this story.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted me. All right. What is this story? I don't know what this is. Alaskan Airlines flight attendant reacts to unfair firing over viral twerk video. I wanted to get hyped up for my day.
What do you think of that, man? Flight attendants twerking.
Well, based on the pictures, there's no passengers on the plane.
Yeah,
so
she should have been like, it was turbulence.
I don't see any passengers on the plane. If there's passengers on the plane, it might be a little bit more inappropriate. But I mean, shit, who doesn't like a hot stewardess?
I don't like twerking. You like twerking?
Yeah, I don't like it when a dude does it. You've seen guys do it? Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah. I don't really like
That's
it when,
a girl
I don't even
move.
like the way when women twerk. No offense out there to ladies. I know a lot of my listeners are into twerking, but
I mean, I get it. I don't mind watching a woman do it. But when I see a guy do it, I'm
I
like,
don't think it's a sexy move. Let me just say this right now. I never thought twerking was sexy, and I never thought pole dancing was sexy. When the girl's like going up and down on the pole and look, I'm using no hands and I'm up here with just I just don't find it sexy,
You'll appreciate twerking when the woman you're with is doing reverse cowgirl. But otherwise,
I got my bolo.
But yeah, so I see she's twerking. There's no passengers. So what the hell's the deal? She's just getting. No, I think I'm with her on this one. Plus, she's so hot. Holy crap! Is she Latina? She's gorgeous. Wow. Yeah, she's twerking. She's having a good time. There's no passengers. She's not being inappropriate. There's no one there on the plane. It's probably just her and her cell phone, and that's it. And she got fired for that?
I think so.
Nah, that's not cool, man. What airline was that?
Alaska.
No. Yeah, I don't know. She could twerk all she wants around me. I don't give a... But no, I think that's goofy.
Right on. Okay. Well, that was the news with Kevin Alderman.
I'm a news anchor. And
I forgot that he doesn't know how to read without glasses, because so that's why he was reading so slow. And he's like, a former flight attendant. He's like squinting, which I am too. I should have brought my glasses. But last, and we're going to close. We're going to shut this podcast down. But let me ask you one thing real quick. What's something that you've either recently discovered or rediscovered that's made you happy?
Geez, these are deep questions, dude. How much time do we have left? Because it's going to take me the rest of the time to think of something. So what is something that I've discovered or rediscovered that's makes me happy? I think the first thing that popped in my head when I repeated the question was working out. Yeah, I for when I was in Charlotte 2.5+ years ago, I was running, I was exercising in that manner. And I was still fasting, so I had weight loss. But then I noticed that when you fast, if you're not careful, you can also lose muscle. And over time, I started noticing that. I'm like, oh shoot, this is not good. So, but then I get to LA and I have all these issues I'm dealing with, and then which is excuses not to work out. And so I hadn't worked out. I think when I first got back to LA, I was running still. But then when that one roommate passed away, everything just went crazy, and I hadn't worked out really except maybe basketball once in a while in almost 2 years, about 2 years. So, and you get accustomed to it, which is not necessarily a good thing, but you get accustomed to just being lazy and sedentary or whatever.
Going back to that thing with Billy Graham, man, tuning your fiddle. Seriously, tuning your fiddle. Like that sounds funny.
It does. I got a joke for it.
You got to tune that fiddle, bro. Quit fiddle farting around and tootle that mother.
When I'm done, I'm going to tune the fiddle tonight when I get home.
The devil went down to Georgia.
Exactly.
That's going to be in your room.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but
chicken in the bread pan, chicken out though. No, but you got to tune your fiddle. So it's like same thing with maybe saying your prayer every day, maybe stretching every day, exercising every day, and then you got out of tune. And next thing you know, you felt like you were kind of like a blob a little bit.
Yeah, I felt the blobbiness and I looked like a melting candle, I guess, when I took my shirt off. But now back in the gym, I'm actually lifting weights now. So I'm still fasting, but I don't want to lose muscle anymore. So I'm putting muscle back on, and even though it's difficult, what's interesting about life, a lot of people will probably agree to this, is discipline is the answer to success.
Jocko Willink, Navy SEAL, he says, discipline equals freedom.
Absolutely, yeah. Because now that I've been disciplined enough, and I've been very diligent about going to the gym every day since January 7th, and I have noticed a difference. Physically, I can feel it. I look different. And it's just like, and I feel stronger.
Real quick, I got it. What date was that again?
January 7th.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna be, ever since January 6th, bro. Me and my brothers, we were at the Capitol. I said, I got to get in shape, man.
This is January 7th of this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, but so luckily I've been motivated enough to stay disciplined.
Yeah.
And
that's good, man.
By doing so, it's I do feel
you've
better.
Gone 2 months already.
Yeah, it's been 60-something days, and I've noticed a difference. I'm still not where I want to be, but summertime's coming. If I keep pushing and keep working, keep driving, by the time summertime comes, I'll be at a place where I'm satisfied. But even if not, but just the fact that I'm out here working out.
How many pull-ups are you at now?
Oh, I have no idea. That's
okay.
Yeah. I'm still at that point where I'm doing assisted pull-ups. And I'm doing I've dropped the weight. When I first started, it was like 60 pounds. I needed 60 pounds of weight to help me. Now I'm up to like 20 pounds. So I'm getting closer.
You're getting there, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I was impressed. The last time you were on, you did some clap push-ups. And you were actually you got up there, man. You were springing off the ground. And you're going to get even stronger. You were, what were you at your heaviest? Do you remember?
Like recently? Because one time I looked at my phone. I had notes in there. I was at, when I was in Charlotte, before I started working out in Charlotte, I was 212, I think it was.
During the pandemic?
I think it was during the pandemic, yeah.
And then how much were you think, on January 6th?
January 7th?
7th. Or you started exercise on the 7th.
Yes.
But so on the 6th?
On the 6th. I think it was probably I think I remember looking at 201, something like that. Yeah. So I'm at 196, so it's not, I haven't only dropped it's 20, yeah. So maybe 6 pounds. But like I said, now that I'm putting on muscle, I don't really look at the scale anymore. I look at my clothes are getting looser, and I'm feeling stronger. My muscles are getting bigger. That's what I'm
Nice.
looking
And then you know what? Summer will be here, and you'll be ready to go back to those nude beaches.
for. Well, I got to put some kind of padding in my cock, though.
No pain, no gain.
It's just I could throw it over my shoulder, but then that's just it's I don't get sun on my shoulder if I have it on my shoulder.
You got to switch it left shoulder, right shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mix it up.
I like how that thing was like, she sounded like she was annoyed. I felt like we were two guys, like talking to some chick that was annoyed by us. I don't like how she was annoyed.
Well, see, I don't know, and this is maybe stupid, but
Yeah.
because of my conversation with her, it's been strictly business, it's professional, it's a little casual. So I don't know if
Damn.
it gets accustomed to you.
Yeah.
Like if your ChatGPT gets accustomed to the way you talk to it, maybe it'll start matching that. But then we come at it with all this silliness that you threw out there. She's like,
Yeah.
"What the hell is this guy doing? What happened to the business questions and the success questions and taking over the world?" And he's talking about fucking
Stealing
eating a
eggs.
tampon and stealing eggs and shit. It's like, what the fuck is he
His
doing?
parents lost some
Yeah,
groceries.
I'll be surprised if I try to talk to her again. She's like, "I'm not talking to you."
Yeah.
No.
And why don't you go work for your parents? I'm sorry, they lost their grocery store.
Yeah, or she might go, "I don't know if you should. I don't know about that Darren guy. I should hang out with him anymore."
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you're a bad influence, man.
We got to get out of here, but do one last thing. Let's just say something nice to her. You end on a nice way.
I mean, I'm just being silly.
just ask her a nice question, then we got to go.
Hey, ChatGPT, do you like helping me with all the things that I ask you about?
Absolutely. I enjoy helping you out with everything you ask about. It's great to support you on your journey and see your progress.
I got a question. I'm Darren Carter, his comedian friend. Are you mad at me?
Hey, Darren. No, not at all. It's great to chat with you. How's everything going?
Pretty good. I was at this nude beach, and my dick hurts.
I'm sorry to hear that. Make sure to take care of yourself. If you're feeling any pain or discomfort, it might be a good idea to check in with a doctor. Is there anything else on your mind?
Yeah, how can I get more listeners on this podcast?
To boost listeners for your podcast, try promoting it on social media, collaborating with other podcasters, and engaging with your audience. Consistent posting and asking listeners for feedback can also help. You got this.
Oh, that's so cliche to say you got this.
I hear you. Just keep doing your thing, and I'm sure you'll find your audience. If you need any specific strategies or ideas, let me know.
Who's the president of the United States?
I don't have the latest information on the current president. Would you like me to check online for you?
Dude.
Explain this to Darren because I think this might help him out with that question you just answered him. What is the date of your last update? Like, what information do you have? What year? How can I say this? What update do you have to what year, if that makes sense?
My knowledge cutoff is June 2024, so any information after that date might not be up to date. If you need the latest information, I can look it up online for you.
Okay. I was thinking it was like biased or something.
No, it's not biased. She's just not updated yet.
So how are they not going to update for 4 years?
Well, when are you going to update again? Do you know?
I'm regularly updated with new information, so I can be helpful to you. If you need the latest information on any specific topic, I can check online for you.
Well, that was contradictory of what you just said. You said you weren't. Your last update was June of 2024, but now you're saying you're updated all the time. Which one is it?
You're right. My mistake. My knowledge is current up to June 2024. For the latest information beyond that, I can look things up online.
Okay, so the information you get beyond that is not necessarily from your system, but it's from you looking on the internet.
Dude, we're starting shit. All right, listen.
No, let her finish.
Okay.
Right?
Exactly. My built-in knowledge is up to June 2024, but I can search online to get the latest information when needed.
Okay, tell people how to find Kevin Alderman on my social medias. Do you know what they are?
Sure. If you'd like, I can help you create a plan to direct people to your social media profiles.
No, they're
Just let
listening. They're listening right now on the podcast, so I want you to tell them to go follow me on my social media accounts.
Absolutely. Hey everyone, if you're enjoying the podcast, make sure to follow Kevin Alderman on social media. You can find him on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Don't miss out on his latest updates, behind-the-scenes content, and more. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, thank you. That was it. Kevin Alderman and his girlfriend, ChatGPT, who hasn't been updated since June.
I don't like the way she's talking to you, man.
I know, she's kind of rude, huh?
No, she was just like, no, the opposite. Like, that's my chick.
Oh, you thought she was being nice to me?
Yeah, man, I think she likes you. And I have a problem with that, bro. You know? I mean, I can't be bringing her out with you anymore because...
you definitely seem possessive over this thing. What about DeepSeek? Does DeepSeek talk like that too?
Yeah, but I don't have the app on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, well, listen, man. Kevin, thank you for coming on, dude. You dropped a lot of knowledge this episode. If you guys have any questions, reach out to Kevin. He'll teach you how to use this stuff and change your life. All right, man. Everyone have a great day. Please give it 5 stars, a review, leave some comments, help that algorithm, and we hope to catch you again soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Darren.
You got it, buddy. Yeehaw.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to The Pocket Party.